Hey, 1-2, it's Stokely from Sauce Ondulée. I was just encountering an article on MSN on their website, the landing page, which is really not their content. They just aggregate content. And then there's this guy, the liver doctor or whatever his name is, on YouTube that just made a reference to the same thing on a video I was just watching about liver cleansing. And he was talking about Himalayan salt. Now, there's a Himalayan salt. The reason why it's so celebrated, I mean, Himalayan salt comes from the mountains. It doesn't come from the ocean. Of course, Himalayas are in the mountains. But it's that pink salt that you see people using. And it has a lot of micronutrients in it, which is a good thing. But what's been found out about it now is that it contains higher than permissible amounts, higher than is safe amounts of heavy metals, including lead, and may also contain arsenic. So, yes, you get some good vitamins and minerals in there, but apparently it contains other stuff in it. Now, what can we do about it? I mean, if you ever really watch, if you watch Business Insider, or now they call it Insider Business, I don't know why, they have documentaries about Himalayan salt. And, you know, people have Himalayan salt lamps because it supposedly cleans the air. It's good for purifying air. I don't really know how that works. But there's also, of course, people that eat it. I have a bunch of Himalayan salt in the house. I've eaten it. I've cooked with it. Oh my gosh, I'm so shocked and appalled and feel so terrible to find out now that Himalayan salt is containing heavy metals, including arsenic and aluminum. No, arsenic and lead. So, you know, there's nobody you can trust. You can't trust the artisans. You can't trust the big name corporations. Who can you trust? Sometimes you can't even trust yourself. You know, it's very disheartening to know that. Now, you know, there's sometimes media, people who do hit pieces on certain products in order to promote their product if they feel like they're encroaching on their market. So that's a possibility. But in this case, I don't see Himalayan salt being a significant competitor to conventional table salt or sea salt. Now, Himalayan salt, when you see it harvested, if you look at one of these documentaries, these guys are walking on top of the salt. They're digging it with tools. They're handling it with their bare hands. You know, they're sweating all over it. They're probably coughing all over it. I mean, the salt, you know, kills a lot of germs, so it's not really germs you got to worry about. You don't got to worry about germs because the salt is going to kill the germs for the most part. And you're going to cook with it, so, you know, it's probably going to kill all the germs. But what you got to worry about is the poisons that may be inside of it, like arsenic. Or you got to worry about the lead, which negatively affects your brain. I'm using these things when I'm cooking, and it makes me, I don't want to say upset. I'm not going to say that. It makes me feel uneasy. It makes me feel disappointed. But at the same time, we're responsible for our own protection. You know, jumping on fads is something that I'm definitely notorious of doing. As soon as I learn about something new, that's the thing that I start talking about, or I'm getting into that thing. And then, so it's important to do your own research. Now, I think this research regarding the heavy metals in Himalayan salt is new, but it's spreading like wildfire because, or maybe it was something I already discussed because it was already on MSN landing page. So if it's on MSN's landing page, then it's probably, a lot of people in the arena of culinary and health and all of that probably knew about it already. And in the case of this holistic kind of doctor that I listened to online, he was so aware and sensitive to it that he mentioned it when he was using it, when he was advising people to use it as a additive to a liver cleanse concoction that he was making. So you gotta watch out, buyer beware. Look at the ingredients, and if it doesn't say, sodium chloride, whatever. I mean, some of these things say they come from this testing agency and this testing agency. Sometimes there's no testing really being done. It's really just they pay a company with a certain name to use their brand on top of it, and it makes you comfortable now, and it gives them marketability. It's not that it's actually safe. So, we got to be, we're not going to stress ourselves out, but we're going to be vigilant as much as we can. So watch out for the Himalayan salt. Make sure you're buying quality Himalayan salt. Do some research on it. If you got to pay a little more and you still want to use it, then go ahead and do that. If you don't feel like lead or arsenic is something, if you're a grown adult, lead probably isn't gonna really mess you up too much. But if you're a growing child, it could mess you up. Arsenic. Now, some people say that arsenic is cancer fighting because arsenic is inside of apricot seeds, and some people say that apricot seeds are good for fighting cancer. So, I really wouldn't I don't know. I don't know if the body can metabolize and break down arsenic. Arsenic is a raw material. It's in the periodic table of the elements. How does it get eliminated from your body is a good question. So for the most part, I know arsenic to be a poison. So let's stay away from these things. And, might as well just go back to iodized salt that comes out of a factory, has some iodine in it. And iodine is supposed to be good for you because most of us don't eat enough fish to get enough iodine. So anyhow, it's all up to you. Thanks for listening.